there's things, of course, like I might intellectually be like, yeah, I want this and I want that and I want blah, 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 blah. Cool. Yeah, reach for the stars. Yeah, I can do this. But when it comes to like holding that in my body and receiving it and all of the stuff that is implied, if that were to happen, there's still stuck energy and wounds and fear and old nervous system responses that are like, no, I don't know about that. And having weight on you is a form of hiding. And for me, it was a big form of hiding and shrinking myself and like not wanting to be seen, not even just my body, but like my energy, my truth, my soul, my calling, like why I'm here, what my message, what I have to say, this life path, my purpose. Before I started actively embodying and chasing all of my dreams and things that used to scare me, when I was too afraid to go to Pilates classes, when I was too afraid to make YouTube content, when I was too afraid to commit to a marriage, like all of these things that once used to scare me, if I could go back and give myself any advice that I did not understand then, I want to talk about the nervous system. This is something that I have more recently began to study, as in like just read a book this week. I guess in my self-development, self-discovery journey, I'm very into psychology, very into spirituality, energy work, all that type of stuff. But the body and I guess like the lower chakras in general just have never really been that much of interest to me. But I realize at some point along my journey, I'm gonna have to like figure this whole body thing out, this whole lower chakra, this whole embodiment and the nervous system and all of that. And I realized at that time I was doing it because I realized, okay, if I wanna win this game, so to speak, psychologically and spiritually, well, then your body is a part of it. Like, this is something that's even huge. My aunt, who has studied the Bible a lot, she talks about how this is like really biblical about experiencing God through the flesh. And of course, I think there's like that saying, like the mind, the body, the soul. So like I always knew like the body was a facet of life. Obviously, I mean, it's very obvious. I knew about the five, not doshas, koshas, I think, in Ayurveda, the first one being the body, the physical body, the energy body, the mental body, the emotional body, the spiritual body. And so it's not like I didn't know that this was going to be like a piece into the puzzle. It just like never really intrigued me. And so here I am, so far along into my journey, and about a year ago, I really started realizing how important the body was. I have done so many different things to drop into my body, from like nature walks to being really conscious and mindful about using food as medicine, to yoga, to I did a 10 series, which is Rolfing, which I don't recommend, by the way. Someone told me to do it, so I just blindly did it because I was ignorant to the body, and I would never do that again. It wasn't for me personally. Sure, like some people might love that. It was not my cup of tea. A little too like masculine and like forceful. I like more of like slow feminine things with my body, like a flower slowly opening. Not like, to me, if you jab me with a stick, I'm gonna like tense up and recoil, and I think most animals would. Anyways, the obvious like the somatic things, like I guess high level, people are doing somatic movement, they're doing food as medicine, sleep, really conscious of my sleep. I love my Aura ring, tracking sleep, and water intake. But those are all voluntary things. And what I have been really focused on recently is the nervous system. Specifically, within the nervous system is the autonomic nervous system. And I've been like telling everyone about this, like I'm a zealot knocking door to door, because it's just so fascinating to me that when I would hear of the nervous system, and mind you, if you're like way farther than this, amazing, but everything I've heard, and so far everyone I've asked, like no one's been able to tell me further about the nervous system than this book I read that talks about the polyvagal theory. It's like there's fight or flight, and if you're in the parasympathetic, that's good, and if you're in the somatic, that's bad. Actually, I just realized part of who I learned that from, who didn't expand, and maybe another video she did, was the girl like Therapy in a Nutshell. I used to like that channel, but she's the one that was like, yeah, think of like a parachute, and you're like floating down, like chill, like in your parachute, and it's good to be in your parasympathetic, but it's bad to be like in your sympathetic. And there's other teachers, you know, whatever, that taught me about the nervous system. So I guess I rambled all that to say, I just knew it very cut and dry. Sympathetic, bad. Parasympathetic, good. And you kind of go back and forth between these two states. That's kind of all I really knew. And from this book I'm reading, like, whoa, that is like not even a simplified version of it, because that like isn't even like grasping the simplification of it. Because essentially, if you were going to say good, bad, like that's not even a thing, because first of all, it's neither good nor bad to be in any state. Your body is compensating and doing what it's supposed to do. And if you don't want it to do that, then you need to intervene like an adult and regulate it yourself. But that's a side note. But within the sympathetic and within the parasympathetic, there's good, quote unquote, if we're going to label it like that, and there's bad. That I did not know, and that blew my stinking mind. Sorry, I'm so passionate about it. My dog just woke up from his nap. So in your sympathetic, we think of this as the gas pedal, and this is not, I mean, why, okay, you can be, it's like what moves you in, oh, I know, sorry, baby, mommy's getting excited, I'm sorry. So if we think of the sympathetic as like the gas pedal, there's good, like stress and energy, and oh, baby, mommy's here, don't you worry, mommy love you, baby, it's okay, Bobby, what's wrong? Is mommy scaring you? Oh, he's like, you're ruining my nervous system while you're talking about your nervous system. I have him all amped up. Okay, so the sympathetic is like the gas pedal of your system, and you want to have that. There's a good part, because that's what gets you going. That's what gives you energy. That's what gives you movement, momentum. Hey, go film a video, go clean your room, go to work, go to yoga class, whatever it is. It's like when you're in that energy state, and energy wants to move and flow and go. Now, can it be very heightened, and you might be like irritated, frustrated, yelling, whatever, and that's where like we might label that as bad? Yes. But conversely, in the parasympathetic, which is, you know, what we consider like the break, you can be like in the healthy parasympathetic, healthy, which is the ventral vagal, or you can be in the like shut down, exhausted, I'm signing off, which is the dorsal vagal. You're just crashed, you're burnt out, you're heavy, maybe you feel depressed, like your body doesn't want to move, you're kind of just like exhausted. Whether you're like completely crashed and burned out and down here on the dorsal and just like checked out and like, oh, you know, whatever, or you're like up here in the sympathetic where you're like raging out. These are kind of more extremes. Now, if you don't regulate yourself when one of these like gets out of control, then like your body will try to regulate it, and that's where you can get like, you go so high up in your sympathetic, and then your body will just automatically crash out, and you're like wiped out for a period of time because you didn't do something to slowly bring it back down to like a neutral, safe, calm, receptive place, which would be the ventral vagal. In that place you can communicate, you can chill, you can receive, you can have good conversations. That's like an awesome place to be. But of course you want to be in the sympathetic when you need to like wake up and go run a bunch of errands. So anyway, I'm not here to say like I'm a nervous system expert. I'm just here to say that like, wow, based on this one book I read, and it like makes total sense. There's like just so much more than the very inaccurate summary that I've always heard for years. And I am at a place where I am trying to be very mindful and very aware of my nervous system. And I'm realizing it's not something that's hard per se, it's just not a way that I have been wired. As I've shared before, I'm just someone that leans more on the codependent side, the self-sacrificing, the people pleaser type of thing up until recently. And so I'm always like focused on other people, like their lives, their needs, how they're feeling, how they're doing, what they could need, what they could want, what would make them better, what could help them be regulated. I'm just like so focused on other people that it's like, oh, time to like reel it back in and do some introspection and really feel like how I'm feeling and what I need, and if I'm getting too worked up in my sympathetic, if I'm too low in the dorsal, and when I'm in that really low state, I think I feel like it's like obvious when you're like really like pissed off in the sympathetic, but I'm trying to be more mindful of like when I'm really low in the dorsal. And as I've been discovering that like what will crash me out in the dorsal is that I'll be like chilling, you know, I'm in my ventral vagal, like whatever, receptive, calm, chill, and this energy will take over me. And that kind of sounded weird. And my system will want to like move energy, do something, complete something. Like this is a very healthy state for humans. And if it is something that overwhelms me and it's scared, like let's say bettering yourself in some capacity, well, we might be scared to do that for a multitude of reasons. We might hold ourselves back consciously or subconsciously from going to chase our dreams. So there are some things that my body wants to go out and do and accomplish, but I will talk myself out of it due to these like underlying fears. And so I avoid those tasks. And then my sympathetic is like, go do something, go do something, go do something, go do something. And I avoid. I like hit snooze on like my system ramping up, and I'll like go and watch a YouTube video or like whatever, just like avoid, take a bath. And then like my system completely crashes because it's like, I tried to move. I tried to tell you I needed to go out. I tried to tell you I wanted to do something. I tried to tell you my gas pedal was revving, my gas pedal was ready, and like I was ready to go release some energy and do something, and you just ignored us, Sarah, and you just sat there until eventually we just got so up to here that we had to like crash out, and now you're just kind of wiped out and exhausted, and you're just like, man, why am I so tired? Like I didn't even do anything today. Like how could I be so exhausted right now? How could I be exhausted from doing nothing? And I will kind of give you a look into some things. The past 3 months or so, I've been really doing amazing at going to Pilates. So a lot of what I'm talking about is kind of like stuff I'm looking back at in hindsight. So when I do say to move, when my body does want to move and do something, whether it's get on camera and express something, whether it's like go take a Pilates class, go take my dog out, I can do that. And also, gosh, side note, this just dropped in. This is also going to change based on where a woman is at in your cycle. So also be mindful of that. I talk about that all the time. It's like, of course, if you're like in your luteal or something and you just have lower energy, and this is naturally like how a woman is going to be less inclined to like want to go and do something. So give yourself grace. And then you'll notice, oh, when you're in like your follicular phase, oh my gosh, then it's like very easy to take action and do a bunch of stuff. And you're like, boom, 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 you know? So that's something to keep in mind. Women have so many like complicated systems here. I actually read something today that was said, traditional Chinese medicine said it's over 10 times harder to work on a woman than it is to work on a man due to her intricate reproductive system and menstruation. Fascinating. So that's why I just want to throw that tidbit in there. It might not all be nervous system stuff. It could be the menstrual cycle stuff. Anyhow, but I would want to avoid doing some things that was going to make me better myself, essentially shine brighter. actualize more because I was scared to take on and receive more. So when it was like, Sarah, go to Pilates, Sarah, start your YouTube channel. This is before I had started my channel, which is like 4 months ago now. And it was like, go film a video, go to Pilates class, things that were gonna better me and like take me towards my dreams and what I've had on my vision board and in my mind and what I wanted to do and where I wanted to go with my life. But it was like my body, my system was like, nope, freeze, like I'm not doing that, like I'm not going, I'm just gonna avoid that, like hit snooze on the message and like not do it because I was scared of what would happen if I actually did do those things, if I actually did chase my dreams, if I actually did get everything that I wanted. So, because there's actually a lot of things with getting what we want about our dreams that actually might scare us. There's things, of course, like I might intellectually be like, yeah, I want this and I want that and I want blah, 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 blah. Cool. Yeah. Reach for the stars. Yeah, I can do this. But when it comes to like holding that in my body and receiving it and all of the stuff that is implied, if that were to happen, there's still stuck energy and wounds and fear and old nervous system responses that are like, no, I don't know about that. So when I grew up, there was a lot about me that I would silence and shrink and keep to myself because it wasn't well received. And I still have a lot of those wounds of being visible. I mean, and this even goes into past life stuff. And I have wounds of like being visible and the body sensation, just the trauma wounds, those imprints of like speaking your voice and your truth and standing in your power and what that could mean. I mean, even just women speaking their truth, channeling from source, living, exposing their internal world. Like we can think of the witch trials even. Like there's so much in the collective, so much in my personal life that had me really scared to be on camera and shine my light and speak my truth like authentically. And so that was something that would constantly like hold me back. And so I'd like want to like accomplish and do stuff as a healthy nervous system does, do the sympathetic gas pedal, but I would avoid it, and then I would crash out. And there were other things like, working out because I would be seen more. I would be more visible. If you're a more attractive woman in this society, it's going to bring more eyes on you. And having weight on you is a form of hiding. And for me, it was a big form of hiding and shrinking myself and like not wanting to be seen, not even just my body, but like my energy, my truth, my soul, my calling, like why I'm here, what my message, what I have to say, this life path, my purpose. I didn't want people to know that about me, and I was scared of it. And it's something that I'm still working on unfolding and developing and being more and more safe with being seen. And with each workout class, with each video with each video I post, it's like I'm getting a little more safe with like being visible and being seen and speaking my truth and like really blossoming into my full, authentic, visible self, and then just letting that continue to expand and shine. But it's like the weirdest thing to realize that that is something that could scare you and you might want to shy away from it, and you have so much like fear of that. And I've had times where I've had varying levels of success or shining where people were maybe competitive, jealous, judgmental, hateful. I'm a very empathetic person. I don't like knowing, I don't like knowing if I have caused like someone to feel like small or like jealous or anything, or like bad about their own lives. So even part of me like shining at times or envisioning shining or self-actualizing, I'm like, oh, what will I reflect back to someone? I don't want to hurt their feelings about their own selves. And like, just obviously then people hating on me. A lot of people are scared of success because of what if you lose it and how like embarrassing that would be. And especially when it's tied to your own like soul calling. It's one thing to like say, I don't know, not to say that there isn't, well, I guess it kind of sounds like I'm trying to do like a hierarchical thing, so I'm just not even going to use that. But I guess what I'm trying to say is when what you're showing is like bearing your soul, the I don't know, the fear and the truth and the exposure and the naked in front of the crowdness, like it doesn't get any, I don't know, doesn't get any more vulnerable than that, in my opinion. Like, to literally bare your soul, whether that's to your partner, whether that is to your immediate family, whether that is to strangers on YouTube, whether that is to your, preaching somewhere on a Sunday. I don't know. I think like preaching your soul, like that vulnerability, like letting source shine through you as your own spark of God is like a very vulnerable thing, I believe. And yeah, I guess I mean, I had an old friend that like, she had told me something like very vulnerable and very, I think, like pertinent for her spouse to know. And she was like, oh my God, no, like I could never tell him that. And they had been together like over a decade. So I know that like vulnerability and exposing our truth, whether it's not because you don't want something, it's not because you're so lazy, it's not because this path isn't meant for you, it's not because you're a failure, it's not because of all these things we will beat ourselves up about. It's like there are real fears, and this takes real strength and courage and adjusting to go after your dreams, whatever that may be. And in any way, I give you like so much like props, like cheers to you for any dream that you are chasing, and for any like soul purpose and passion that you have, that you like are going after that. Like it is truly, truly, truly not easy, but we have this life. And I mean, I don't even have to give you the speech. I was going to go here like, this is your life. Like, how do you want to spend it? That whole thing. But it's like, if you're chasing your dream, you already know this. And I just want to be happy, and I want to try, and I want to do what I came here to do, honestly. So I just want to get on here and say, like, I understand the whole nervous system thing, how you can go into the dorsal vagal. I didn't have words for it at the time, but now I know in hindsight how I was avoiding a lot of things because of my own fears of shining and being seen and expansion, and my inability with that nervous system and that level of healing to be able to receive and hold the dreams that I had for myself. But slow and steady wins the race. I really think that it is something that through small acts of love, of trusting yourself, of staying consistent, of showing yourself so much grace and love. And I think that the biggest thing that I would say to myself back then, before I started actively embodying and chasing all of my dreams and things that used to scare me, when I was too afraid to go to Pilates classes, when I was too afraid to make YouTube content, when I was too afraid to commit to a marriage, like all of these things that once used to scare me, if I could go back and give myself any advice that I did not understand then, it was that it is truly, truly, truly through action and through exposing yourself to these things that scare you that you build up the resistance and the courage and the strength and the bravery to take on and receive more and more, and keep on slowly expanding into that dream life. It's not going to happen overnight, your dream life or like the ability to be comfortable with it. So this is advice to you as much as it is to me as I keep continuing on this journey. But if there is this big dream, this goal, this vision, this passion, this hope for your life, your purpose, and there are things about it that are scary, the vulnerability, the being seen, all of it, just know that slowly through exposure is how your nervous system is going to adjust to be able to hold and receive that life. And the only way that's going to happen is by taking action, is by exposing yourself slowly, itty bitty steps along the way to show yourself that it is safe, that you can be trusted, and that you can handle it. But I promise you, it's truly through action. I spent so long trying to think and heal and plan and prepare myself in hopes that I was gonna finally feel brave enough and ready enough and like confident enough to do all those things. But the truth was, it was through taking the actions that I started to secondarily feel the bravery and the confidence begin to like turn up the dial. And by no means am I there, but I can feel the dial turning up like with every passing week of showing up for myself and being consistent and knowing that I can trust myself and I'm capable of handling and receiving this life and my dreams. And it happens slowly, and I promise that you can remain in control. You're in the driver's seat of your life and you have got this. So if there is one tiny little piece of action that you can do, I hope and pray and encourage that you find the strength to go and do that. So I don't know if it's, honestly, when I really wanted to do Pilates for years and I was too scared. And one place I started was, like I said earlier, I did yoga and things like that first and walks, but I would even try to just go on the treadmill at my apartment and just walk like 1 mile. Like that was it. And do that like maybe once a week. Just start so slow, or maybe it's like just a 5-minute walk. I don't know where you're at or what your dreams are, but I'm just trying to say that it's like slowly work your way up to things and like let yourself like expand and be able to receive and expose yourself and show yourself you're safe and that you can handle it. Don't try to just go boom, balls to the wall, I'm gonna be like at my dream life. Like, no, baby step into it. But truly, 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 it is all about action. And I'm telling you this from someone who is like all about energy healing and psychology and childhood trauma and my past life regressions and the Akashic record said this and blah, 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 blah. Like, I am the last person that wants to do anything 3D world or lower chakra. And I am telling you that if there was a way to do this in like some other avenue, like I've turned over every stone. The only thing you're going to be able to do to overcome the fear and to take action on your life is to just do it and go uncomfortable, go scared, go unprepared, and just show yourself little by little that you can handle it. And slowly and slowly and slowly, you'll be able to take on more. But anyway, I believe in you. I love you so much. Thank you for watching.